Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Makakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I'll say Shalom to Yakim Nakwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, this is another edition of the Judgment Report. All right, for this day. All right, April 30th, 23. Almost in May. Almost in May. Matter of fact, yep, the last day of May. So, yeah, this will be the last Judgment Report for this month. This will be a last Judgment Report for the month of April. Okay, and the next one should be on, April 7th, or, if we're doing the week. Or if it takes another 2 weeks or a little bit longer. All right, I believe this is about 8 or 9 days, so a little bit longer. You just gotta. I basically just wait through in the spirit. I feel like I have the topics that I want. All right, I waited a few more days, and lo and behold, through the spirit, we got another giant article. All right, to go into. So again, this is the Judgment Report. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Let me grab a drink real quick, and we're gonna go right over the articles, man. We got a lot of crazy stuff this week. Stuff's getting worse and worse. All right, and I'm sure in May it'll be even worse. All right, so going over to the articles. This is from CNN, and this one's from April 26th, so a couple days ago. This is one of the ones that I was, definitely wanted to get into the Judgment Report on. Because this shit's crazy, man. So, and this is Issachar, perceivably, all right. So it looks like someone from Northern Kingdom. They could be a terror, but the article is man arrested in demonic murder and dismemberment of a Uber Eats driver in Florida. Investigators say. And this is the dude that did the killing there. It said an accused MS-13 gang member has been arrested in Holiday, Florida, and charged in what the sheriff described as a demonic murder of a Uber Eats delivery driver whose remains were found dismembered at the suspect's home last week, according to investigators. Oscar Solis, 30, or Solis, Solis, all right, Solis, 30, a resident of the home where the driver made his final stop, was arrested and preliminarily charged Monday with murder while engaged in a robbery after investigators uncovered that the victims remain in trash bags at the home. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Noko said in a news conference Tuesday. It says, "I'm not going to get into how gruesome this case was," Noko said Tuesday. "This individual is. What he did was demonic," the sheriff later added. Now let's go ahead and see. There's a 2-minute video on it, so let's go ahead and see what we can get out of the video if it'll allow us to play it. Again, of course, using this under the Fair Use Act.
I'm gonna pull over and stretch my legs.
I think he was supposed to keep left there.
Yeah.
Under the Fair Use Act, we're allowed to use this to review as a news article, all right, and comment on it, which we are doing. Okay, so that we're not doing anything wrong by commenting on this article. Okay,
I'm the guy.
so let's go ahead and see. The commercial looks like it's almost about over.
Jerky.
Any moment now.
This is where I live now.
You could save a ton with Progressive by bundling your boat or RV with your home and
Oh,
auto.
come on, man.
Police say the victim, 59-year-old Randall Cook, had been texting his wife. He was crime. A Florida sheriff says a paroled gang member killed an Uber Eats driver in a crime that he calls demonic. Police say the victim, 59-year-old Randall Cook, had been texting his wife. He was making his last delivery of the night when he disappeared. Police tracked his GPS data to the suspect's home and found the victim's body in trash bags. CNN's Carlos Suarez is live for us now with more on this story. Have police figured out why on earth someone would do this?
Well, Sarah, good morning. So the Pasco County Sheriff believes that the accused here, the suspect, wanted to rob the victim. It appears that they found some of his jewelry inside of the suspect's home. That suspect has been identified as 30-year-old Oscar Solis, and the victim was identified as Randall Cook. Now, according to the sheriff's office, Cook was texting his wife, told her he was making one more Uber Eats delivery and that he was going to go home right after. Some hours pass by and the wife becomes concerned because she hasn't heard from her husband. Now, according to investigators, she calls the sheriff's office, tells them that her husband is missing, and they make contact with Uber Eats. At some point, Uber Eats tells them this is the last place that we believe he was at. The deputies, they go out to that home, but there's no one at the house, and so they return the next day. That's when we're told that Solis's roommate shows them some surveillance video from that house. Here is the sheriff describing what the video captured.
You can actually see the victim walking up to the house to deliver food, but the video cuts off at that point. You actually see on the following day, on the 20th, the suspect, Oscar Solis, was carrying trash bags with another individual, and you can see them carrying these trash bags around the side of the house.
Again, it appears that the victim here was killed for his jewelry, it seems. As you mentioned in your lead-in coming to me, the sheriff's office says that Solis was on parole out of Indiana, and he had not registered in Pasco County as a convicted felon. Pasco County is just north of Tampa.
So there you go. And it was deeper than that. It was deeper than that. He didn't really just kill him for his jewelry. He killed him because that guy was a spirit of vengeance. All right, the Oscar Solis, all right, was a spirit. He had a spirit of vengeance put on him. All right, by the Lord. And that guy was a demon. All right, you could tell just by looking at him, he was a demon. All right, and the guy that he killed, all right, wasn't innocent either. All right, obviously the Most High wanted him out. All right, the guy he killed more likely an Edomite. All right, and we could continue to go on, but it basically got everything that we need. The guy he killed was Randall William Cook. He was 59 years old. All right, we know, according to Scripture, I don't know if we got it. We didn't get it, but check it out. We'll get it here. Because no one perishes innocent. All right, we grab this during the judgment reports. All right, frequently, because people say, oh, he was an innocent bystander, oh, he was innocent, or this person was innocent. Well, Job 4:7 reads, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? In verse 8 it says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Okay, so these people that are doing these things, they're not innocent. All right, well, not the people that are doing these things, and the people that are having these things done to them, neither of them are innocent. Okay, you got to realize this Randall guy, more than likely Edomite, he was probably doing wickedness in some way or another. All right, and the Lord wanted him put to death, either in this life or the past life. He was doing things exceedingly wicked. All right, and he was more than likely an Edomite, and if that's the case, he was doing things wicked now. You got to realize wickedness to the world, people don't understand it. All right, you can go to what is it? Wicked men don't understand. I'd roughly paraphrase. It's not how it's worded. Evil men don't understand judgment, something along those lines. Yeah, Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. So, you people aren't going to understand it. You got to realize, oh, he wasn't doing evil. How could he was innocent? He wasn't doing any wickedness or evil. He was nice. Oh, you got to realize he could have been Mo. All right, he could have been smoking. He could have been. There's a lot of things that you could do that would be considered wickedness, and the Lord will take you out for it. Okay, so, but as it says in Proverbs 28:5, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. So you're not going to understand that. All right, you're not going to understand why sometimes 2-year-olds die, or sometimes what you call a newborn. There's no such thing as newborn. Freshly reincarnated baby. All right, a freshly reincarnated person. All right, that came back as a baby. All right, now. All right, when they die, all right, something terrible happens to them, like the mom singing ABC by stabbing the baby to death, which just happened. All right, I saw that a brother posted an article. I can't remember the name of the brother, unfortunately, so Salakia. But when things like that happen, people are, oh, why would God do that? Well, it's just because you don't understand. You don't understand judgment, all right? You don't understand the Lord, okay? You don't understand. You can't, think you're going to grasp the understanding without having the understanding of this truth. All right, the only people that are going to have the understanding of this truth is, the Israelites, all right, that the Lord has chosen. All right, and like it says, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. Okay, and because you're seeking Jesus Christ doesn't mean that you're seeking the Lord. All right, the Lord's name isn't Jesus Christ, all right, or God, all right. The Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Okay, so that's why you Christians don't understand it, all right, because you're not even calling on the right God, So anyway, we're gonna get Ecclesiasticus 39 and 25. All right, let's go over here. Let me grab a drink. It says. Select you. Sirach 39 and 25, or Ecclesiasticus. All right, you can find this in your King James 16:11 or in the King James Version Apocrypha. All right, verse 25 reads, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners." All right, so good things are for good people. All right, bad things for bad people. All right, or evil things for evil people, however you want to word it. All right, it says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning." We can actually read up from 24. Let's read up from 24. It says, "As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners." Now listen here. It says, "The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil." And here's the point in 28. It says, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance." What is vengeance? All right, if we get the word vengeance, we can go down here. It'll say retribution, all right, revenge, all right, punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or a wrong. So these people were doing something wrong and the Lord didn't like it. So they had spirits that are created to pay these people back for that. All right, what do? It says, "Which in their fury lay on sore strokes, in the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them." And the Father created all things. He's the Father of all of spirits. All right, and so he was the one that created these spirits. All right, that would be the Most High. So who are these spirits appeasing? The Most High. All right, so like it says, and in the time of their destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. It's not Satan that's doing it, all right? It's not man that's doing it, all right? It's the Lord that does these things, okay? It's the Lord that does these things, okay? So it says fire, and then it goes on to name all the things that were, given for them. It says fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. It says teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword. The sword. The sword can be a literal sword. The modern sword could be a gun. All right. It says punishing the wicked to destruction. All right. So there you go. Boom, bam. So, but you people, you just, let's see what, we can, well, that's in the Apocrypha, so we can't get that one, unfortunately, unless we want to go to the Good News Translation online. It's plain enough that we don't really have to, all right? We can get Isaiah 45 and 7, though, all right? Because people, Satan kills. No, it's the Lord that's doing that. And Satan doesn't have as much control as you think you're giving him. All right, he has to go through the Lord first, all right? It proves that in Job, all right? And the events that happened with Job, all right? With, Satan was walking, to and fro, and then looking for people, to mess with, and the Lord said, "Hey, try my servant Job. Have you considered my servant Job?" All right, he had to, and then he said, he is in your hand, but spare his life. All right, so showing you that the Lord had control. Satan couldn't just go and do it. All right, he couldn't just go and do it. He had to ask the Lord. This is Isaiah 45 and 7, showing that the Lord has the control. It says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." And these are the scriptures that the Christians just jump right over. All right, they don't listen. They don't care about these things. They just jump right over them. All right, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." What does it say in the Good News Translation? "I create both light and darkness. I bring both blessing and disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things." What do we got in the New Living Translation? It says, "I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things. What about the English Standard Version? It says, I form light and create darkness. I make well-being and create calamity. I am the Lord who does all these things. Okay, there you go. We got and 4 different Bibles for you there. 1, all right, in the King James Version. 2 in the Good News Translation. 3 in the New Living Translation. And 4 in the English Standard Version. All right. If they had the Christian Standard Version or I don't know if they call it the Christian Standard Bible or the Christian Standard Version. All right, the CSV or the CSB, whichever one it is. If that was on this app, I'd add that too, because I know that these are basically all the common ones. Well, you know, not the Good News Translation, but the New Living Translation, the English Standard Version. You know, of course, the most common translation being the one that we use is the King James Version. It's the most accurate translation. Christian scholars will argue about that, but whatever. Well, see, no, that was only all that was translated after add one part of this scroll, so it's not entirely accurate. Go get a life, man. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and continue to move on. All right, we're going to get this one. This is from ABC News. We actually got 2 different articles dealing with the same subject. Now, this one has not been resolved yet. This guy's currently still on the run. All right, but we're not dealing with the guy on the run. He's going to get what's coming to him either some point in the time when they catch up with him, or, you know, the Lord does, you know, he has him. All right, he'll get paid in the end. All right, because just because this person's a spirit of vengeance, all right, has a spirit of vengeance put on them, that doesn't mean that they're off, you know, scot-free. The Lord's just going to let them get away. No, it's judgment for that person and the person that they killed, all right, or the people that they killed. All right, let me grab a drink and we'll get into this article, Lord willing. All right, so ABC News, and like I said, this is currently ongoing. They haven't found the guy yet. All right, and you know, the Lord, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they find this guy and end up taking him down. All right, I would not be surprised if they find this guy and ends up in a shooting and they end up killing the dude. The guy ends up killing himself, so on and so forth. I doubt this guy's going to be taken into jail. It just doesn't seem, after something like this, it seems like this guy's more likely to go out by cop or by himself. But we'll see. So 5 dead in Texas execution-style shooting. Suspect armed with AR-15 is on the loose. You know, and more of these shootings, all right, and they're trying to ban guns now, and they're going to find out it's not going to work because Colorado is already putting gun control implementation in. All right, I'm not sure to what extent they're doing it at. I didn't really pay attention to it, but I heard about it. You know, and more than likely they could try to ban guns, but they're going to find out quickly, you know, with the love of many waxing cold, that there's going to be a lot of brutal knife murders if they do that. All right, if they ban guns in the United States, people are going to be getting their fucking throats slitting open with butcher knives and machetes and fucking toothpicks. All right, they're gonna pick up rocks and bash fucking people's brains in until their brains leaking out. I'm saying as brutal and gruesome as I possibly can. All right, people are gonna take that shank and pull it up your gut until your intestines pop out. All right, you know, if they ban guns, that's what's gonna happen. The love of many is waxing cold. You can't stop what's happening. All right, the Lord's putting all this stuff, letting all this stuff happen in the world. All right, you can't stop it just because you banned guns, Esau. All right, just because you banned guns, that's not gonna stop anything. All right, people are gonna continue to murder and kill, whether it's with a rusty nail, all right, with a hammer, a toothpick, all right, a pair of pliers, all right, a rock that they picked up off the ground, a fucking piece of wood, all right, a bludgeon, you know, literally, you know, back in medieval times, a literal just piece of wood, a bludgeon, just beat them to death with a fucking piece of wood, a 2x4 that they find, all right, don't have any of that, they'll beat them to death with their bare hands, man. So no, they'll choke them to death. All right, they'll take the shoelace out of their shoe and they'll fucking garrote someone to death. So no, the love of many is waxing cold, man. Just because you ban guns doesn't mean it's gonna stop anything. All right, so it says all victims were shot from the neck up, almost execution style. Police said. It says 5 dead after gunman opens fire inside Texas home. Investigators believe the suspect Francisco Oropeza 39, was intoxicated and began shooting an AR-15 on his front porch in the city of Cleveland near Houston. All right, it says 5 people are dead after being, well, we're going to skip that. It says, because we already read that in the title. It says, a manhunt is currently underway for the suspect identified by San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office as 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza. The FBI's Houston field office said it is assisting in the ongoing search. It says a judge has in another Issacharite, more than likely. The other one was an Issacharite as well. So hey, you know, what's going down, Issachar? What's going on, man? It says you know, same thing. Jake doing the same shit. Judah doing the same shit. All right. Everyone, man, everyone. You know, Gadites out there, because Gadite, you know, can either look like a so-called, you know, your stereotypical Native American as they have them look, or they can also just, you know, they're also scattered amongst the so-called Mexicans and the so-called Negroes too. All right, so you know they could you know, same thing with, you know, some of these so-called Mexican-looking people might actually just be Judites or Gadites. All right, Judites or Gadites or who knows. All right, so on and so forth. Some of them could even be terrors. All right, so we don't know. All right, it says a judge has issued a arrest warrant for Opeza and assigned a $5 million bond. He's believed to have fled the country and is considered armed and dangerous, authorities said. He's believed to the county, but it said country. All right, he is believed to have fled the county. I said fled the country. Goddamn, that was quick. All right, and is considered armed and dangerous, authorities said. All right, so we don't have to really read too much on it. We're gonna go ahead and play this video again. Same thing. You know, the Fair Use Act can't really come at us with it. We're gonna go ahead and play it. Lord willing, if it'll work. Let's see if it loads. Let's see. Yeah. Do we have any videos on it that we can watch? I guess we'll watch this one from New York Post. Go ahead and pause it.
About 11:30.
Oh, god damn it. Come on.
11:31, we received a phone call in reference to people, there's shooting going on, harassment, and we arrived, found 4 people deceased inside the house. We life flighted a 8-year-old boy to a hospital, and he has since been pronounced deceased at the hospital. And we're getting closer to him every minute of every hour, but we know who he is. He is from Mexico. The victims themselves were from the Honduras. The only thing I can tell you right now, and in mind that this is still early in the investigation,
That's an Edomite right there. He is from Mexico, and they were from a Honduras. They were. What did he say? They were a Honduras. What did he say?
One of the victims came out of the house and said, "Hey, we have a small baby that's trying to sleep," and the man said, "I'll shoot out in my front yard, do what I want to in my own residence." We know that he shot a .223, which is AR-15 style weapon, and we know him to be about 10 to 12 miles away from here at this particular time.
Again, why you people...
You did not make it no choice. No.
Again, why you people need to just shut your fucking mouth and mind your own business. All right? Again, not sticking up for the guy, but we told you several times, watch your mouth, man. Because if you wouldn't have opened your mouth, you wouldn't have been shot, you know, more than likely, you know. But that's not how the Lord wanted that to take place, so you opened your mouth. Just like that video, you know, that circulated. I'm not going to play it here because it's way too violent to show. That YouTube would take that shit down in a heartbeat. But I watched it, you know, again recently because it came into my mind, but... guy was, I don't know what he was doing, shoveling snow or something, but, you know, they were saying, "Oh, fuck you is in the neighborhood," and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, fuck me," and he came out, and it was a wife and her husband, and he got out the gun, the handgun, pulled it out, bop bop, you know, fucking shot the woman, all right, because she was the one running her mouth the most, and then he went over and shot the husband, all right, a bunch of times. And you see, they got it all on video. It was on like their security cameras. They start screaming, "Call the police, I've been shot." They making all these sounds. They're dying, you know. They're like screaming and groaning. All right, and the guy goes in, all right, and grabs his AR, all right, puts the AR directly up to the woman's face and blasts like 5 rounds into it, all right, and goes, and the man's off camera because he started crawling in the garage or something, and you hear blam, 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 and then he's dead too, and you just see, you know, they're done. You just see him slump over. They're done. All right, all because they didn't shut their mouths. All right, and again, I'm not sticking up for this guy, but you learn to shut your mouth, man. You realize what fucking times we're in. All right, realize what times we're in. We're in the times where if you say something, somebody will execution style come up and blow your goddamn brains out on the concrete in front of neighbors, and that's what happened in that video. All right, neighbors came by and then they saw him come back with the AR-15 and they left. All right, first of all, why are you gonna run up to? There was just, you know, this guy was shooting at these people. All right. and he went into, because he ran into the house to go and grab something, and they just stood there too. I would have booked it, but again, the Most High wanted those people dead, and they are now, okay? And the neighbors were checking on them. That's another thing, man. You're fortunate that you didn't get shot, all right? But the Most High didn't want those people dead, so those people didn't get shot, all right? And then the guy that did the shooting went inside and blasted his own face off. So we're in the times where stuff like that happens. We're in the time right now in this article where you say, "Oh, keep it down. I have a baby, he's trying to sleep, and now you're all dead. More than likely, your whole family's dead." All right, I don't know if they killed all those people. All right, and then you're in a time where people are getting murdered over mustard and all these other things. You honk, you'll get shot. All right, you ask people to not vape in front of your child, you'll get stabbed to death, and your intestines will fall out on the fucking concrete. Learn to watch your fucking mouth. And we're gonna take a break just for a minute to go and get another a scripture, and let me copy this over because I don't really like using Safari because Safari sucks. Bear with me. All right, but we're gonna grab another scripture. All right, so many have perished by the sword, but not as many as have perished by the tongue. Roughly paraphrasing, here's how it actually goes. This is Ecclesiasticus 28:18. It says, "Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue." All right, and we should actually have got through 17. Let's read it. Ecclesiasticus 28:17. It says, "The stroke of the whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue." All right, so hey, and another one is over here. The tongue can no man tame, something along those lines. James 3:8 says, "But the tongue," you want to read up? Let me see. Here, we can get it from 3:7. It says, James 3:7, "For every kind of beasts and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and hath been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame." Little tongue twister. "But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison." All right, so hey, again, watch your mouth, and anything you think is small, anything you think, no matter how small. And Slovakia, for all the talking going in the background, it never fails. As soon as I make a lesson, that's when all the talking goes down. All right, what was I saying? All the talking's making me lose track. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Anyway. So, and you just got, what I was basically going to say was, no matter how big or small the situation is, and Slovakia for all the talking, again, the, what was I saying? Slovakia, anyway, so what I was saying, all right, Slovakia, was that, with all these things, all right, no matter how big or small you think what you might be doing is, you gotta watch out what you're doing, all right? Like I said, you gotta be circumspect in multitudes of ways. Even though you can, spank your children, you gotta maybe not do that in public and Walmart, because there might be some, super, a liberal person that thinks that liberal, who knows, whoever they are, liberal or conservative or some there's crazies out there, man, and you might spank your kid and they might, try to fucking stab you because, oh, you're hurting that child, all right, because there's some fucking moron, all right, and they don't parent their kids because apparently they didn't get spanked. All right, they didn't get spanked, and now look, and now over here, okay? So these fucking people are crazy, all right? Or like I said, you could, correct your woman, all right? But be careful if you do that in public now, all right? Because, you know, you could correct your woman. She could be disrespecting. Oh, you ain't shit. You ain't nothing but a bitch. You be like, hey, don't talk to me like that, bitch. I ain't fucking down with that shit, all right? Or you could just do it something, you know, along the lines with, hey, don't ever speak to me like that. Don't disrespect me. Like, hey, don't you speak to that woman like that. You think you're a big man, and, you know, so a super simp 3000 comes down the line. So, hey, man, we're in dangerous times, all right? We're in dangerous times, deadly times. You got to watch what you're saying, watch what you're doing, no matter how, you know, not even if it's something that's biblically, you know, lawful. You know, all things are lawful to you, but not all things are expedient. Some of these things aren't expedient for you. All right, so you got to watch. All right, we got to watch, because these fucking people in the world are crazy, man. All right, I can't wait for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to come. I can't wait for Yahushua to come back and just fucking kill these people, man, and take these people out. All right, all these 2/3, all right, because we're not the ones that are going to do it. Why? Because it's not ours to repay. Vengeance is not ours. It's the Most High's. Okay, I can't wait until the Most High comes back and destroys these people. All right, he's going to, you know, the Son, all right, not Jesus Christ, but Yahweh Shai is going to come back and just utterly decimate these people, man. These people are going to be done. All right, all these people, all right, all these worldly people, all the 2/3 Jake, all the Edomites, all right, all the so-called white people, all the so-called Asian people, all the so-called Indian from India people, all right, all the so-called Arabs, all these people, man, they're all going to be taken away, and a lot of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be taken away too, because they're all doing wickedness and evil and living like a bunch of goddamn fools, man. All right, we don't really have to read too much more from these articles. We basically got it. All right, it says, let's see, it says, we'll read this part again. It's, you know, Edomite Fred can go away there. It says the suspect, Francisco, went on his shooting spree just before midnight Saturday after one of his next-door neighbors and alleged victims, is one of his victims, too, should have shut their mouth, asked him to stop firing his rifle because a baby was inside the house asleep, Keeper said. Don't go and try to reason with a guy with a fucking gun, man. First of all, you should have just, you know, that sucks, all right? That sucks. Boo-hoo. Says these people, you know, it sucks. Nobody wants to hear that, all right? Nobody wants, but he's fucking firing a gun on his porch. The guy's obviously crazy. Don't go up to him, man. Jeez. Well, now you don't have to, all right? You already did, and now you can never go up to someone again. These people stepped out to ask him to quiet down, and he took offense and walked into their house and basically executed them. There you go. You should have just shut your fucking mouth, man. That's all you should have done, is just shut up. All right, because now you don't have to worry about shutting your mouth. It's shut for you. You can't do it unless you're reincarnated again before the end. But it's looking like the end is getting pretty close. So it's more than likely you're just going to chill up in the spiritual realm until all this stuff goes down. It says a total of 10 people were inside the home at the time of the shooting. The victims range in age from 8 to 40 years old. 5 of the residents survived, including 3 children. Witnesses told authorities Oropeza had been guzzling booze and shooting rounds in his backyard. His immigration status remained unknown Saturday. And the guy looks crazy. And so now you're dead, because there you go. You should have just watched your mouth. You should have just... The guy is fucking crazy. He's standing on his porch firing a gun. If some guy today was in my neighborhood standing on his porch firing a gun, I'm not going to go fucking say a goddamn word to him. I don't care if it's keeping me awake. I guess my ass is awake. I guess I'll watch a movie or something. I guess I'm going to watch a movie. I'm gonna line up some movies until I can go to bed. Hell, fuck, I'll watch some movies and I'll crash out. I don't care if I got work in the morning. Fuck, well, at least I might be tired, but hey, guess what? I'll still be alive. So that was fucking dumb of what they did. Hey, can you keep that down? You know, well, there's a baby in there. And, you know, it probably wasn't, hey, can you please keep that down? And even if it was, not very circumspect to go up to a guy blasting bullets out on his fucking porch. All right, but I doubt it was, hey, can you do that? It was probably, hey, can you keep that down? It was probably yelling, and then it was he walked into his house, blam, 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 killed a bunch of people. All right, should have shut up, man. But the Lord didn't want those people around anyway. All right, those people weren't innocent. All right, those people weren't, you know, perfect little, you know, goody goodies. Those people weren't righteous. All right, they weren't innocent. Whoever perished being innocent, right? So there you go. We can get Psalms 9 and 16. Let's get it. Again, not sticking up for anyone. I'm not sticking up for the guys that are doing the killing. I'm definitely not sticking up for the guys that had the killing done to them. All right, they're all wicked. Everybody is wicked. All right, and the whole bunch. The person doing the killing, that was a wicked act. The Most High is going to repay that person, and the people that got killed, the Most High already repaid those people. All right, because they were doing wickedness. Okay, so where are we at? Psalms 9 and 16. And we make these lessons because, Lord willing, none of this stuff happens to us. We're trying to do the right thing, so we're not in the world doing those things. That's why we make these lessons. Identify people. Say, hey, don't open your mouth like that. Hey, think twice. All right, and we all have to work on circumspection. All right, I need to work on circumspection. All right, there's certain things that I say that not to this level, but certain things I say that could be misconstrued sometimes. I've gotten better, but hey, it's a constant improvement. We could all constantly improve. All right, you got to realize even people can miss, and we're in a violent time, man. People could they misunderestimated me, fucking having a bushism over here, as they call them. All right, but people could mishear what you say, man. All right, you could be like, yeah, man. After we're here, I want to go and grab some chicken, and then they'll be like, did you just tell my wife that she was a dumb whore and to stop her bitching? And you're like, no, I didn't say that. What are you talking about? And then boom, bam. You just gotta be very careful. These people are fucking crazy. All right, and learn how to de-escalate a fight. All right, instead of encouraging. Don't spit on the spark, but spit on the spark. Don't blow on the spark. All right, as the scriptures say. All right, you can look that up. Spit on a spark, KJV, and you can look it up. And it says, Psalms 9:16, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgion Selah. All right, so there you go. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executed, not Satan, not the devil. All right, no, he. All right, and when Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Let's get that, and that's the last one for this subject. It says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Nobody can get you out of his hand if you're already in his hand. All right, only he can get you out of that situation. Okay? Only he can get you out of that situation. Nobody else can do it. All right, and it shows you that it's just him. All right, see now that I, even I, am he, there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Good News Translation. I and I alone am the Most High. No other power is real. I kill and I give life. I wound and I heal, and no one can oppose what I do. New Living Translation. Look now, I myself and he. There is no other power with me. I'm the one who kills and gives life. I'm the one who wounds and heals. No one can be rescued from my powerful hand. New English Standard Version. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God beside me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. So there you go. All right, multiple versions, same subject. All right, it's just the Lord. It's just the Lord. No one's with him. It's just the Lord. All right, it's just the just Lord. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's that. All right. Now we're moving on to our second subject. The scriptures that we read can be, put to this as well. All right, for this one, this is the last one. This is kind of a middle one. The other ones were deaths. This one's just, being stupid. All right, TikTok challenge leaves teen disfigured with nearly 80% of body burned. All right, and basically, I'm not going to really touch on it too much. I wanted to talk on it, but Mason Dark and his friends were creating a makeshift torch with spray paint. With a spray paint can and a lighter, which triggered an explosion that consumed the teens and friends. This is him. He's all burnt up now. So there you go. He's all burnt up now. All right, that's Judgment 2. So, and you don't always have to die for it to be Judgment. All right, now he's got fucking 80% of his body burned. Who knows how he's going to look after that. So, hey, that's that. Moving on, though. Moving on. All right, because we got the scriptures for that. All right, really, that goes into we'll grab one scripture for that. We'll get Ecclesiastes, all right? Ecclesiastes 10 and 6, it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. So there you go. These people are, they're basically celebrated. But you're not going to be celebrated now with your burnt up ass. Another one we can get is folly is a joy to him destitute of wisdom, I believe, yeah. King James Bible Online, Proverbs 15:21. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. And now you got judgment coming to you. Now fucking 80% of your body's burnt, man. Dumb. Stupid. All right, all these TikTok challenges are just devised to fuck you up. Don't do them, man. Well, I'm gonna do the stab me in the neck challenge. It's where I take this large butcher knife and I just stab myself in the neck, and I say, oh, look how long I can last. Oh, fucking dumb, man. Dumb. I'm gonna be surprised if that's, if that ends up becoming a thing. They already had the white well, it's fucking, there's a suicide challenge. All these dumb things, man. All right, I'm gonna do a challenge where I hold my breath until I can't breathe no more. It's fucking dumb, dude. Dumb. And when you say, oh, this generation's very dumb, people say, oh, it's not this generation. No, all the generations were stupid. All the generations were stupid. It's just they didn't have the internet on them. No, I can safely say that my dad nor my generation ever did some shit as dumb as eating Tide Pods, the challenge to choke yourself out and die challenge, the challenge to light yourself on fire. No, none of this ever happened. All right. Well, it's because there weren't challenges. Nobody was eating Tide Pods back then. Well, there was no Tide Pod. Well, guess what there was? There was laundry detergent. No one was drinking that shit. All right. I'm sure there was some dumbass that did it, but it wasn't in a multitude. There's a lot of people that do these things, man. All right. So don't try to say, oh, it's not the gen. No, the generations have gotten dumber and dumber and dumber. All right, as they have gone. All right, they've already done, they've done tests. They found, but nobody wants to believe it. These kids are fucking dumb. Well, they're really intelligent on technology. They're not really intelligent on technology. They grew up with technology. It's inherent to them. Of course they're gonna know it. All right, of course they're gonna know it. It doesn't make you smart. I mean, sure. All right, just like it doesn't make somebody that doesn't know how to it doesn't make somebody who doesn't know how to use technology dumb. Like, for example, the people, born in the 30s and 40s, they didn't grow up with that technology. It's not innate in them. All right, it's not inherent. They're not going to have that. Yeah, they have to learn and catch on to it. If you're, if you grew up with it, the same thing to say, oh, you kids are dumb because you don't even know how to use a rotary dial phone. All right, well, they didn't really grow up with that. You can't really say they're dumb for not knowing how to do it. They didn't really grow up with that necessarily. All right, so... it's a different technology. So these kids aren't smart because they know technology. They fucking grew up with it. All right? They're dumb. So they know technology. What about everything else they do? They're dumb. They don't make good decisions. They're stupid. They're basically on a challenge to kill themselves 24/7. Dumb. Anyway, I'm ranting now. This is from The Guardian. All right? This is some Mo shit for you. All right? The last half of this is dealing with Mo's judgment. Judgment for the Mo's. All right? So 43 druggings, 7 deaths, and New York club goers face wave of violent robberies. 7 have died in incidents since 2021, with much of the violence taking place around alphabet spaces. Okay, it says last April, Julio Ramirez, a 25-year-old social worker, met a group of men at the Ritz Bar and Lounge, a nautical-themed Batiman dance club in Hell's Kitchen, 2 blocks from Times Square. Less than 2 hours after leaving with them, Ramirez was found dead from a drug overdose after his new acquaintance abandoned him in the backseat of a cab. Investigators believe they used payment apps like Zelle to steal about $20,000 from his bank accounts before leaving him. There you go. A month later, John Umberger, a 33-year-old political consultant, was found dead in a Manhattan townhouse after meeting the same group of men at the Q, a multi-story nightclub around the corner from the Ritz. According to his mother, Linda Clary, Umberger had been with a group of friends until he decided to head to the Q alone to catch a late-night DJ show. There you go. Umberger never got into the final cab that he ordered and was instead hustled into the backseat of another car by the suspects that accused killers allegedly stole about $20,000 from Umberger's bank accounts and filmed on their phones as he overdosed. Says it speaks to their depravity, Claire tells The Guardian, and it's concerning how many other groups may still be doing it. These are just judgment, all right, judgment, all right, AIDS, judgment, all right, for these Mo's. Says these attacks are part of a wave of drug-assisted thefts that have left at least 7 club-goers dead in New York City, with at least 43 known drugging September 2021 in at least 2 separate patterns. All right, police were initially dismissive of the incidents and blamed the victims. NYPD presented to me that John went to a club, got robbed, and was so depressed that he came home and did drugs. Says Clary, who immediately doubted the story. If that had happened to John, that would not have been his response on any level. Says now police acknowledge these killings were not isolated incidents. This month they announced that the arrest of 4 suspects who, according to the prosecutor filings in Manhattan District Attorney's Office, conspired to approach intoxicated individuals upon exiting a bar or nightclub, engage them in conversation, and offer and administer dangerous and illicit substances to them for the purpose of causing their incapacitation. A 5th person charged in the deaths remains at large. All right, and that's going to keep on going more and more and more. But to be honest with you, I don't care to read the whole article. I don't. All right, so there's that, and then we're going to get the next one, and then we're going to finish up with the scriptures. All right, so there's that. You see, hey, Mo's dropping like flies out there. All right, Coco Dadal, Transformer star of Sundance hit Kokomo City, dead at 35. All right, this is on April 21st. All right, Coco Dadal, a black, there you go, Transformer man, it's a man, all right? It was a man that dressed up like a woman, all right? A man that, you know, I don't know if they got the shit chopped off or whatever, but it was, could have been a Jake, you know, because Jake doing the gross shit too. It says, who was featured in an acclaimed 2023 Sundance Film Festival documentary, Kokomo City, died Tuesday in Atlanta, Georgia. He was 35 years old. There they are. I can't go back now, so there you go. Gross. Gross. And judged now. Gross and judged. Alright, it says the Atlanta police, of course Atlanta, right? No offense to the brothers down in Atlanta, but hey man, there's you brothers down in Atlanta, you know. Alright, a lot of Mo's down in Atlanta for some reason. Alright, Atlanta and San Francisco are like the two hot spots. Said Atlanta Police Department reported that the sex worker whose real name, what the hell? Is this even the same thing? Oh, I guess it is. Okay. The Atlanta Police Department, so I guess the dude was also, you know, selling ass. Fucking gross. The Atlanta Police Department reported that the sex workers, whose real name is Rashida Williams, had been found with an apparent gunshot wound on Martin Luther King Drive in the southwest part of the city, Deadline reported. Coco was not alert, conscious, or breathing and was substantially pronounced dead at the scene per the report. As of yet, authorities haven't named any suspects in the shooting. We don't really need to continue on. It's a Mo. They got done. They got turned in, all right? They got done in, all right? That was it. 7 other people got it done, the Mo's too. So, hey, man, the Lord... Judgment for them, it doesn't matter. If you're doing wickedness, no matter what size, shape, or form, or flavor, the Lord's going to repay you. So let's get Leviticus 20 and 13. And it was prophesied, and said that it would happen. All right. I wouldn't necessarily, let me not say prophesied, but it was said what would happen to these people if they did that. Let's get Leviticus 20 and 13. And what should happen to these people? Of course, back then they used to throw them in a pit and stone them. We don't do that now because we can't, all right? Because we're an Esau society, all right? Leviticus 20 and 13. It says, if a man, well, they're not a man. They are a man. They were born as a man. They're a man, okay? And just because you chop off your shit doesn't mean that you're a woman now, all right? And these people are brainwashed and saying, well, no, because if they change their name and they're not Bill anymore, but they're Bridget, and it doesn't matter if they still have their penis, if they identify as a woman, they're a woman. They are a woman. They are a real woman. No, you're fucking gay, all right, and you're wrong, all right? That's just fucking dumb. That's stupid. That's dumb. You're making biology teachers fucking squirm. All right, Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if you lay with them, you are a faggot too. All right, by the way, you are a faggot too. Or if you get with a man, all right, that dresses up like a woman and they're transgender, oh, it's a trans woman. No, you're gay. You're a faggot. All right, sorry. That's how it is. I'm sorry, not sorry. Okay? No, he's not gay. He got with a woman. No, he didn't get with a woman. He got with a man that dressed up like a woman. If you chop up a hot dog and put it in a hamburger bun, that's not a fucking hamburger. That's a hot dog in a hamburger bun. If you take hamburger and you roll it up into a tube and you put that in a hot dog bun, that's not a fucking hot dog. That's hamburger in a hot dog bun. All right? It doesn't make it the same thing. They're two completely different things. It doesn't matter how you shape it or flavor it or size it up or dress it up or make it look like this. It's still fucking hot dog. It's still fucking hamburger. All right, that's still a man. That is still a man. Or the woman that got her titties chopped off and got, facial hair and all this testosterone. She grows a beard now. Guess what? That's still a woman. All right, doesn't make her a man. All right, so that's how you people, man. You people. What does it say? What shall happen to them? Their blood shall be upon them. It says, both of them committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. There you go. There you go. But you don't care. Isaiah 3 and 9. Let's get it. Isaiah 3 and 9 says, King James Version, Isaiah 3 and 9, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Good News Translation. Their prejudice will be held against them. They sin as openly as the people of Sodom did. They are doomed, and they have brought it upon themselves. New Living Translation. The very look on their face gives them away. They display their sin like the people of Sodom and don't even try to hide it. They are doomed. They have brought destruction upon themselves. English Standard Version. For the look on their faces bear witness against them. They proclaim their sin like Sodom. They hide it not. Woe to them, for they have brought evil on themselves. All right, and they declare their sin as Sodom. In Sodom and Gomorrah, what was going down? A large amount of homosexuality. All right, a large amount of homosexuality. Let's get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. And these people don't care because they can do it and not die right then and there, right? We've been Mos for 5 years and nothing have happened. Well, something happened now. Is Ecclesiastes 8 and 10. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Because you can do that, you can get popped up the ass and not die right then and there, they're going to do it, all right? And they're going to love to do it, all right? Because they don't get judged for that right then and there, all right? But they don't realize that it's coming for them a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, all right? Not, back in the day. They could have done something 10 years ago, and now they're getting paid for it now. All right, so because judgment isn't always executed speedily. It's not always right then and there, boom, bam. All right, sometimes it takes weeks or months or years. All right, but it comes, it does. All right, and I think we already got Proverbs 8 and 5, so we're gonna get Proverbs 13 and 13. All right, so and this is for everyone, right here, not just the Mo. Proverbs 13 and 13 reads, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And guess what? All these people that were judged despise the word, and they despise the word, they despise the Lord. They despise the Lord. Slack you. All right, let me grab a drink real quick. One moment. All right, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And guess what? If you don't like, what the Bible has to say about Mos, or you don't like what it has to say about women, then you despise the Lord, all right? And you despise the word, all right? Because if you despise the word, you despise the Lord, all right? And guess what? If you're not in this truth, you despise the word, all right? If you're any other nation other than Israel, you despise the word. And some of even Israel despise the word, all right? So, people that do so, they're going to be destroyed. In the Good News Translation, it says, in verse 13, it says, if you refuse good advice, you're asking for trouble. Follow it, and you are safe. We're not going to really get those too much. It's, because it's completely removed the word, and that's not what it's talking about. So, lastly, all right, let's get Revelation 22 and 11. Revelation 22 and 11, and all the way down through 12. All right, Revelation 22 and 11, it reads, he that is unjust, Slakia, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he which is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. So whatever you're doing, continue in it. All right, you can't be persuaded, right? We're not going to stand like today, the other day. And Street Teacher always says it, Elder Menatazak out of GMS South Carolina, a.k.a. the Rebukinator, right, as they call him, as the apostles call him, all right? He'll say, it's not our job to stand over you with the Bible and shove it down your throat or bash you over the head with it, all right? And that's true. So if you're gonna do wickedness, we can't change that. We can't stop you. We can preach this word and that's it. But if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, all right? He which is filthy, let him be filthy still, right? And he that is holy, let him be holy still. But in verse 12, you got to understand this as well. It says in verse 12, Revelation 22 and 12, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Okay? There you go. It says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. But you people, you're not going to do it. All right? You're not going to do it. All right? Because you're wicked. All right? And your reward is going to be wickedness. All right? Evil. All right? Death. Judgment. All right? But the reward for the elect is going to be salvation. All right? Rulership. All right? Having the nations under them. All right? And well, that's for all Israel. But, you know, the elect's going to get it first, and they're going to be, you know, a higher stature. So that's, you know, that's really all we had to get, you know, all we have through the Spirit. That's been this judgment report, man. So, hey, man, you know, it's getting worse and worse. It's been getting way more violent lately. All right, I was reading a comment. Can't remember. It was from a post. All right, something about I can't remember it, but something happened, and you know, a brother said more cannibalism's happening now, and the brother, you know, basically gave like put an emoji up, like, yeah, you're right, correct, that's correct. More cannibalism's happening down. All right, so. Damn. Let me see. Yeah, but so yeah, man, that's the that's it. It's like, yeah, I was saying, I was trying to find the post, but I didn't end up finding it. Let me see what this is. Let's see. No, that's not either. That's not it either. But hey. You know, so hey, man, you know, it's true. Things are gonna get worse and worse. They're gonna get heated up. More cannibalism, more execution style deaths. All right, and hey, we make these lessons and we just say, hey, Lord willing, we're not a part of that. All right, we put these out to put fear into the people. All right, to put fear, to keep that fear in you. Hey, man, I really do gotta watch my mouth. All right, or else, it's like you. I really do gotta watch my mouth, or something. You know, something like, you know, crazy could end up happening. All right. You know, someone could kill you over mustard, all right? So, hey, and at that case, it's the Lord putting you to death. It's not really over the mustard, all right? It's because the Lord wanted you out. So that's been this judgment report. Hey, man, watch out. Again, like I said, you don't want to end up in the news or a judgment report, all right? So, and be careful how you're walking. Hey, get right with the Lord while you can, okay? Because these people, none of these people were in the truth. None of these people were in the truth, all right? And that's the big, the key. None of these people were in the truth. All right, so that's been Judgment Report for April 30th, 2023. All right, the last Judgment Report of the, you know, so-called month, Esau's calendar, of course. All right, so, hey, you know, Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, we're going to close out. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, Shalom.